360 presents college basketball. You're inside the Breslin Center on the campus of Michigan State University in East Lansing, Michigan. Welcome, everybody, as tonight the Indiana-Purdue Fort Wayne Mastodons come in to see Tom Izzo and his Michigan State Spartans. We are delighted to see each and every one of you. Great to have you with us. Michael Regai with my partner Paul Biancardi. Hey, Tom Izzo's got that gleam again, that spark in his eye, and that could be ominous for the rest of the Big Ten. Very young basketball team, Paul. They've won 7 of 9. Only 2 losses to Maryland and Boston College, coming off a great effort Sunday against Bradley.
Well, this may be Tom Izzo's best defensive team this year. They've had an outstanding season defensively, 35% field goal percentage. They rebound the ball well. They've played a tough schedule. They're going to have a tough game here tonight. When
you look for the definition of a backcourt leader in the dictionary of basketball, you're going to see a picture of Drew Neitzel, tough kid, extension of Tom Izzo on the floor.
He's a true extension of the coach on the floor. Last year he was an assist guy. This year he has to be more of a scorer for Michigan State. He's on the Cousy Watch Award list this year.
So tonight it's the Mastodons of Indiana-Purdue Fort Wayne. Now that's Dane Fife's basketball team, and all right, they play well on the road. You know, they won 2 of their 3, Paul, on the road. Look what they did. They took Air Force down to the wire the other day, and well, Dane Fife is trying to build this young program.
Yeah, he's the perfect fit for this job. He is building the program. They're going to have to come out and shoot the ball well early here in a difficult environment, but he has the program going in the right direction. He has an experienced club. I think they'll be ready to play.
You mentioned having to shoot the ball well. That's where DeWitt Scott comes in. 6'6", out of Chicago, Illinois. He could fill it up, but we're talking about with long range as well.
Yeah, he can fill it up with long range. Their best three-point shooter. They average 10 three-point field goals a game, IPFW. DeWitt Scott's going to have to make a few tonight to keep them in the game.
We'll see if that is to be the case for Indiana-Purdue Fort Wayne. Very difficult place to win here inside the Breslin Center. How difficult? Last non-conference team to do it, Mike Krzyzewski at Duke back in December of 2003. Don't go away. It's Indiana-Purdue Fort Wayne against the Michigan State Spartans. It's next on ESPN 360.
Where should you be right up until kickoff? You guessed it. Join Boomer and his team of all-stars as they go deep inside the playbook. Catch exclusive interviews.
When will you guys beat the Pats? I'm tired of asking you.
Fantasy advice.
Start them or sit them.
Predictions.
These guys are going to be outstanding where it counts.
Up-to-the-minute news from around the league. And good old-fashioned football talk.
And tell Ray that he's not even the best middle linebacker.
Oh, that guy resides in Chicago.
Sunday NFL Countdown presented by IBM. 11 a.m. on ESPN.
You know I'm breaking down the Penn State offensive scheme today, right? It's the game of the week.
So, what color bow can we put on Mr. Beasley today?
Pink. I think Mr. Beasley wants pink.
ESPN College Game Day, built by the Home Depot. Saturdays at 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN.
Always a raucous venue here at the Breslin Center. All right, let's get Paul Biancardi to work. Paul, what about the keys to the game for 27-year-old Dane Fife, the head coach of Indiana-Purdue Fort Wayne?
Well, the first thing he has to do, Mike, is contain Drew Neitzel. Try to keep him below his average. Don't give him any open looks. Must rebound on both ends of the floor. Michigan State is a great offensive rebounding team and have a good shot selection. Take the quick, easy shot when you can get it. Work the ball to get an open shot because IPFW is a good shooting team.
Tom Izzo, he's a future basketball coaching Hall of Famer. You go to 4 Final Fours in 7 years to win a championship. That earns you that right. What about for Michigan State to continue what they started against Bradley on Sunday?
Well, the first thing is they have to eliminate unforced turnovers. That means that they can't turn the ball over by themselves. If IPFW is going to create a turnover, that's one thing, but they can't turn it over all by themselves. Communicate and defend for 35 seconds. They're going to run a motion offense, IPFW. They need to talk Michigan State on all the screens. The last thing is get the ball inside.
All right, what do you say we take a look at the 10 on the floor, the starting lineups for both ball clubs? Ja'Kerry Johnson, a young man, 6'4", sophomore. He's coming home. Grand Rapids, Michigan, and he can really shoot the three. Matter of fact, he hit 5 of them against Air Force. He'll have to help Tyler Best on the scoring side. And for Michigan State, Paul, they don't have Raymar Morgan, the very talented youngster out of Canton McKinley High School, who's really started to play good basketball. He has come up with a stress fracture of the right shin, so into that starting lineup goes Goran Sutan. But you see Travis Walton, he plays in that backcourt with Drew Neitzel.
Yeah, and he's going to help them a lot on the defensive end, and he can make open shots. He's a leader as a sophomore.
And also a homecoming, I mentioned for Jakari Johnson of Purdue Fort Wayne, Dane Fife. What a basketball name that is here in Michigan. His father and his brother, both former Michigan Wolverines.
Hard work and full of passion. Bright young coach in today's game. Perfect fit for IPFW. And Tom Izzo, what can you say? A future Hall of Fame coach, done it all at Michigan State. But more than anything, he cares about his players' welfare. He's a genuine and loyal guy, and he's one of the best in the business.
He is. So we just absolutely loved our conversation with Tom Izzo at Shoot Around today. We'll tell you a lot about that. Eddie Hightower, Paul Jansen, Reggie Greenwood, three of the veterans, and we're on go. Settle back and enjoy it tonight on the Breslin Center. Drew Neitzel to load up that first three just that early, and boarded by Tyler Best of IPFW. They love to off the tip get Neitzel a look, don't they?
It's just what they worked on in shoot-around today. Executed it to the tee. Neitzel got a good look.
All right, Paul told you, Indiana, Purdue, Fort Wayne, they have the ability to shoot the basketball with range
right
like
there.
that. Tyler Best at 6'9", stepping out and buries a three.
Well, that's one of the things he does well, and IPFW can shoot the ball well. They need to hit their average tonight of 10 threes.
Well, Best averages 10 a game, almost 7 boards a game at 6'9". I mean, this club, for being an independent D1, they've got some size. Neitzel had to give it up. That's Drew Neitzel. That rainbow triple is right there to even things up.
Well, that's what we talked about first key of the game is don't let Neitzel get off, contain him, no open looks. That time IPFW had to close out a little bit harder on that shot.
Well, each club with an early three. Not Drew Neitzel, though. Two-time Big Ten Player of the Week. Best said, I want to load up another long-range three.
It's a three-point shooting contest here so far.
Anybody want to go with the paint? Get to the hoop?
I think Michigan State, you're going to see that real soon. They love to run set play after set play. Tom Izzo prides himself on offensive execution. There we talk about getting the ball inside. They have an advantage over IPFW.
Pretty left-handed jump hook from Edon Ibak, the young man from Nigeria that got it to drop.
Big E.
You're gonna go with Big E, huh?
I'll miss the buck.
I hear you, 6'11" sophomore. Young man who played a year in Nigeria, prep school in Florida. Ibak, along with Goran Sutan, swallowing up that Justin Hawkins look at the baseline.
Tom Izzo talked today that he's one of the best shot blockers ever to be at Michigan State.
That's Goran Sutan. It's Sutan. So Tom Izzo really going with some more size without Raymar Morgan. Sutan, the young man who got that jump hook to go at 6'10", Bosnia, more international flavor here in East Lansing.
Yeah, he's a good scorer on the blocks, got good skill.
That's Travis Best, that tough fadeaway jumper that Ibak challenged. That triple won't fall from Chris Perkins, the backcourt junior.
And you want to see Michigan State, when they defensive rebound, push the ball up the floor, try to get a quick, easy shot. If not, they're going to get it out, execute their half-court sets. They do an extremely well job of executing. There's Neitzel again, wide open off the pick and roll.
And it came off that screen and tried to deliver the tray, and while going to get that basketball on the offensive glass, Goran Sutan was bumped. See Dane Fife educating it. You know, I just marvel at a 27-year-old. Of course, now father, collegiate player, as we take a look at Sutan inside.
Yeah, nice pass inside. Catches it, has the instincts to find the basket right away and lay it up. But you're right about Dan Fife, a student of the game. When I was coaching at Ohio State, he played in Indiana. Tough, gritty, hard-nosed young man who could play the game.
Well, Paul, can you imagine a head coaching position at last year, 26 years of age, after a couple of seasons with Mike Davis as an assistant coach after he graduated, and right into the fire?
No question. But he had two good mentors. He had Coach Knight, Bobby Knight, and he had Coach Mike Davis.
You're right.
He's learned from two different guys who've done it two different ways. And now he's his own man, and I'm sure his father has had some say in his mentoring as a coach, certainly as a parent.
Knowing Brother Dugan, I bet you that former Michigan Wolverines always giving him counsel, too.
I'm sure that's happening, too. So he's in a basketball family, and I think he's a perfect fit here at IPFW to get the program jump-started. They're going to go in the Mid-Continent League in 07, and I see a bright future here for this ball club.
And we're going to keep an eye on them. As we said, they played very well on the road. Well, Travis Walton and Drew Neitzel. That Neitzel, another clean look off that screen, and that wouldn't drop for him.
And Jakari Jackson went inside the screen that time. Can't do that off at Neitzel. You got to chase him off the screens.
And long-range three from DeWitt Scott, the leading scorer of the squad. They're trying to keep that alive. Didn't have to worry about it. And Tom Izzo with a bit of a question to Ed Hightower. Scott again. Scott 0 for 2 on that possession, averaging 12 a game and shooting 47%.
That's what Michigan State does best. From defense to offense in transition, year in and year out, Tom Izzo's ball club is one of the best in the country at transition baskets.
Isaiah Dahlman, who's checked in, 6'6" freshman out of the state of Minnesota. Interesting story of the John Kungla, the Basketball Hall of Famer, NBA great up in Minnesota. His granddaddy. Tom Izzo. So I said, when we came on the air, he got that gleam in his eye, that kind of spark again, because he likes this young basketball team.
He loves his team. They don't have a superstar per se, but they have a good collection of talented players that really listen. He loves how coachable this team is.
That's Jakari Johnson that couldn't connect going glass. Travis Walton got himself stuck in the air, the 6'2" sophomore out of Lima, Ohio. He actually handles the bulk of the one, if you will, the initiating of the offense, while Neitzel runs off a lot of screens. This is Travis Walton.
They want to get Neitzel more shots, and so Walton can set up the offense. They need Neitzel to score a little bit more this year. Last year, he was an assist guy predominantly with such great players like Mo Ager, Shannon Brown, Paul Davis.
It's Marquise Gray. He, along with Drew Namick, are on the floor in that front line as Tom Izzo has already played 8, and it'll be 9 here in a moment. Michigan State by 6 as we come inside the 16-minute mark. Two-time Big Ten Player of the Week, Drew Neitzel, leading the Spartans early.
Saturday Night Football on ABC. All season long, 8 p.m. Eastern. College football lives here.
For starters, Rusty's gonna need 6 months of physical therapy. Such a good daddy. After meals, give him a signed Nolan Ryan baseball. Also, rub in this regulation-size pool table. Now, this might require a travel package to an All-Star game.
All-Star.
I'm sorry.
The ESPN Visa Card. Earn points towards sports tickets, merchandise, and experiences you can only get through ESPN. You spend, you score.
Michigan State out to this early 6-point advantage here inside the Breslin Center on this night of ESPN 360 college basketball. Drew Neitzel last year averaged almost 6 assists a game. He found Isaiah Dahlman, Paul, running the floor for that quick Spartan bucket.
Well, when he gets the outlet, he looks up the floor, just doesn't even waste time dribbling, just right up the floor for the quick and easy 2. Then you see.
What do you want to go with Big E?
Big E. You got to see Big E with that left-handed jump hook. I mean, that's a good skill move by the big fella right there. And his forte right now is blocking shots. As offense gets better, he's going to be a force for Michigan State.
Coach, say it with me. Edon Ibak.
Edon Ibak.
There you go, brother. Young man from Nigeria, third-year sophomore. And Tom Izzo was telling us at shoot-around today, as you look at Dane Fife, and you see the cold, chilly start for IPFW, just 1 of 8 and 1 of 5 from long range. Now, Paul, Michigan State only gives up 52 points a game. That's the top of the Big Ten. And Dane Fife knows that his ball club has got to shoot it well and maybe even early to stay around.
Well, that's very important when you go on the road, to shoot the ball from the outside well, get your confidence going. That will set your defense a little bit better, and then you'll feel like you're in the game a little bit more. If you miss some shots early, get down early, then you're going to press the rest of the game. I like what Dan Fife does on offense. He spreads the floor. He's going to find open shots. His guys just have to step up and knock them down.
Well, Drew Namick's got to try to run this down, and you're able to do it, although, as Ed Hightower was telling Namick, you're okay with that inbound. Neitzel had to jump into the backcourt.
I don't think Neitzel was so sure.
Real quick, yeah, to avoid the over his back. This is Drew Namick. +1. Went strong off that glass. How about the look from Neitzel?
Great look from Neitzel. Great execution. Small, big screen on the block. They found Namick inside. Good finish.
We go back and take a look. Namick's okay, and Hightower's telling him. Now, did he establish himself in that backcourt for Drew Neitzel?
Well, I think that's what Ed Hightower was pointing at when he pointed to the floor. But there's Neitzel looking inside for Namick. Good catch and a finish. The old-fashioned three-point play.
Drew Namick, 6'10", right here in the state of Michigan. West side of the Wolverine State in Muskegon. About 22 minutes per game he's playing, and had 10 big rebounds for Tom Izzo against Bradley. And I think they're ready for him. He missed 27 games a year ago, Paul. They're really ready for him to come on.
He had a shoulder injury. Terrific young man, academic, all Big Ten player. He's really maturing. He's getting stronger. His body's developing more. He can make the mid-range jump shot, block some shots, and he's coming on as a rebounder, as you mentioned, against Bradley.
Just saw Chris Perkins with the walk. He traveled. And as you look at Drew Namick. Michigan State to the offensive end. After Namick had that three-point trip a moment ago. And there's the travel on Isaiah Dahlman of Michigan State.
Had nice defense there by IPFW. Tyler Best was ready to help on the baseline. I think that's what caused the travel.
Michigan State starting to find things they like with 6 of their points in the paint. Half of them that they put on the board. Let's see what IPFW gets on this trip. Chris Perkins. Tough jumper fading away and knocked that baby down.
Well, he's athletic and he can get in the lane. He loves to penetrate and pull up.
Chris Perkins, junior college guy. Young man from the state of Illinois. Went to Trenton Community College. Basketball is going to stay with Michigan State.
Michigan State doing a nice job of looking inside every possession down the floor. Not settling for the quick jump shot, but looking inside. And if they don't have anything inside, then go inside, outside, and get an open shot that way. Good discipline by Michigan State.
The Spartans always running that very patient, disciplined,
lots of
half-court offense, huh? You better be ready to set screen. Tom Izzo actually practices with him at times. Maybe if he's a little upset, puts the helmets and the shoulder pads on and says, that's how we'll work it.
Nice drive
from Dolman, and that went with the left hand. The 6'6" freshman. Pretty move as he spun his way to the bucket.
Terrific move for the freshman. He's got a lot of ball skills. He's got a lot of talent. The staff is really high on him.
Second hoop, he's got 4. Raising with that jumper is Chris Perkins.
Nice rebound.
Best on the offensive glass, had to give it up.
IPFW just has to be patient. Don't rush into a shot unless it's open. Run your motion, run your stuff.
Quentin Carruthers on the floor, second leading scorer on this team. Best on the back down. Got shut off by Marquise Gray. Hawkins, the rainbow, that 3, got it to go.
Great patience that time. That's what they have to do every time down the floor, is work it for a good shot. We talked about that earlier as one of the keys to the game.
Justin Hawkins, 6'6" senior, connecting on that 3 to bring the Mastodons back to within 6. That's Marquise Gray. Gray with that soft touch in the paint with the left hand. His first hoop on the night coming off the bench.
Boy, a big, strong, athletic four-man. He really is a good-looking prospect.
Flint Beecher High School. Very talented high school program here in the state of Michigan.
Michigan State's done extremely well recruiting up in Flint. We all know those stories.
Haven't they, though? Look at Gray.
Great defense. Hands up, chest out. Doesn't foul.
Quentin Carruthers off the mark with his jumper.
And there's Gray again. What an energy guy he is. He brings an element, Mike, of energy and enthusiasm and rebounding. He's a Tom Izzo guy. Of course, he's a football player himself.
Sure he is. Well, I think Tom Izzo, I would have been surprised if he put himself in line to take that Michigan State football job that Mark D'Antonio just took from the University of Cincinnati.
Mark D'Antonio, done a great job at Cincinnati.
He did.
He'll do a great job here at Michigan State. If Tom Izzo took the job, he'd have to win a national championship to match his basketball record.
No, you're right.
That'd be tough.
But what we're trying to point out is he loves the game of football and has the football mentality as he approaches the game of basketball in certain areas.
Tom loves contact.
Yes, he does. 5-second violation.
Great defense right there. Great defense by IPFW.
Travis Walton turned it over, the second Michigan State miscue, as Tom Izzo will have a chat with the young man from Lima, Ohio.
Always teaching, always coaching the game. Doesn't really yell at his players too much during the game. But, you know, there's a time to yell and there's a time to teach, and Tom knows when to do which one.
This is Quentin Carruthers taking a look at it, lacing that jumper.
See, he's putting Travis right back in the game. Take him out, talk to him, put him right back in.
Carruthers, a young man from the Wolverine State, Flint Central High School. Averages 8 a game. And can shoot it, as you just saw on display a moment ago. Maurice Joseph. That jumper rattled out on him. Dahlman trying to power his way around the rack, and that didn't fall. Well, the Mastodons of Indiana Purdue Fort Wayne, they're trying to stay in it. Picking it up a little bit on the offensive end. You were remarking how they ran their sets well the last couple of trips before Carruthers just turned it over.
Well, Dane Fife is a very good offensive coach. Teaches the motion offense. He played for it for Bobby Knight and Mike Davis.
Stick around. It's going to be this kind of excitement tonight here at the Breslin Center. Michigan State by 6.
Okay, guys. Touchdown, Chad Johnson, and
old school. A little bit of pop and lock. Booyah.
ha, boo no. Next.
Sizzling bacon action.
No.
Touchdown, Chad Johnson.
I like it. But can I get a puff of smoke with that?
We can do smoke.
That was good.
Anyway, that's the control room. A lot of chaos there, but it all looks good when it comes out in the show, actually, thanks to those people. Then over here in the digital center is our highlight screening area. So that's where we get all the games that are played that night, down in a 90-second or 2-minute clips or whatever you're going to see on SportsCenter every night. This hallway, it runs between, both rooms. If you want to get from the control room to the screening, then this is the hallway you'd take. Questions or anything? I can answer whatever you want about the place. Nothing?
Will this be a test for Tom Izzo and his Michigan State Spartans? Dane Fife and the Mastodons of Indiana Purdue Fort Wayne. Sure hope so. Starting to pick things up, too. They got back to just a 6-point deficit, the Mastodons, and they've done it, as we said, Paul. They've run their sets 2 of the last 3 times down.
Yeah, they've displayed good patience. There's Tyler Best making a shot. Good patience right here, waiting for the open shot, knocking it down from the floor, Justin Hawkins. Doing it with a little defense, too. Right there is a great block, tries to get a little something in transition. So IPFW doing it on offense, doing it on defense. You know they're going to be competitive all night long. They're going to be an extension of their coach. And there might not have been a more competitive player in college basketball than Dane Fife.
Absolutely correct. And that's what Big Ten Hoops is all about. If you like Big Ten, ESPN 360's got your basketball ticket. Make sure you're around on Saturday at West Lafayette, December the 9th at 2 p.m. Matt Painter's Purdue Boilermakers will have a go with the Missouri Tigers for the Big 12. It can be seen right here on ESPN 360. That you working that one?
No, but I had Purdue last night, and I'll tell you what, Matt Painter's got a buzz in Purdue going. They're playing great defense. Carl Landry's doing a terrific job on both ends of the floor. They're going to be a factor in the Big Ten this year.
Well, I agree with you. And right now you look at the Big Ten, and you've got 4 squads with just 1 defeat at this point of the non-conference schedule. Ohio State and Michigan and Purdue, and as Drew Neitzel will look at and bury that 3, running off screens. I'd love to triple shoot like him. He gets a lot of clean looks from those solid screens that are set.
He does a great job of using the screens. The big guys do a great job of setting the screens. IPFW has to be there when he has the ball in his hands and really get a hand up on the shot.
You just have to love the makeup of Drew Neitzel.
He's a coach's dream. There's no question about it. He makes the assist when he has to, makes the basket when he has to, has a big heart. There's Travis Walton, great defensive player.
Quick hands from Walton. He had the rip away on Quentin Carruthers, and that basketball is going to go Michigan State's way. Carruthers' last touch out of the harassing defense of Travis Walton.
Only a sophomore, and Coach Izzo made him a captain with Drew Neitzel. We have a sophomore captain and a junior captain. It's very rare in college basketball to have a sophomore, but Tom thinks he's such an exceptional leader, one of the hardest working guys on the team.
Young man that came out of Lima, Ohio. This is Goran Sutan calling for the basketball. We're trying to make himself big on the block. Paul called it for it, but he got hit with that offensive foul away from the ball.
Well, he tried to locate the defense right there. He located the defense, but he took a dribble into him. Great defensive position right there by Justin Hawkins. Dane Fife teaches that in practice, because that's one thing that he did a great job of when he was a player, is taking charges.
Kyle Savely, 6-foot sophomore out of the state of Indiana, on the floor now. Hawkins will come up short, baseline left. Neitzel will push it.
What a beautiful pass.
Sutan running the floor, and he wanted to explode up to that rim, and got fouled by DeWitt Scott.
Every young point guard in the country should watch Drew Neitzel handle the outlet. Watch this. One dribble, two dribbles, head up, beautiful pass, leads his man right to the basket for a foul. That is textbook outlet offensive transition basketball.
Goran Sutan making his 7th start of the year, and again, Raymar Morgan, that ultra-talented, very fluid young man from Canton McKinley High School, out with an injury, and we saw him today at shoot-around. Michigan State hopeful that it won't be too long before they get him back before the Big Ten play
Well,
starts.
they're going to need him in the Big Ten, exactly, Mike. And, you know, we're talking to Tom today. He thinks he could be the next superstar here at Michigan State. I had a chance to see him play in high school. I think he's phenomenal. Played for Canton McKinley. Won
Dave Hoover.
Dave Hoover won 2 state championships. He's a winner. He's talented, and he's a hard worker. That is a great recipe right there.
You're right. Following in the great tradition of another former Canton McKinley Bulldog backcourt player, Eric Snow.
Eric Snow, Ronnie Perry, Ohio State.
Yep. Eric Snow, of course, played right here.
Yep.
And for Tom Izzo, and now in the NBA with the Cleveland Cavaliers as their starting point guard. Michigan State by 10 as we approach the halfway point of half number 1. Neitzel again wanted to trigger that 3, but it's going to be an offensive foul. Goran Sutan set an illegal screen.
I think he moved a little bit. Tom questioning Ed Hightower on that one, or he's working him for the next call. Let's see on the handoff. I don't know. Was it on Sutan?
Well, let's take that back. Did they get Mo Joseph instead?
Yeah, I think so. I think he was the first screener in that possession.
So give that foul to Maurice Joseph as Kyle Savely run this Indiana-Purdue Fort Wayne offense. Well, look at Tyler Best trying to back down Edon Ebok.
Great spacing by IPFW. 1 in the post, 4 around the perimeter. Ball moves, players move.
Jakari Johnson got swallowed up. Shot clock will come inside 10. Here's that Michigan State defense. They will pressure you for the full 35 seconds. Shot clock at 4. And putting the basketball on the floor, Tyler Best. And that is going to be turnover number 4 on the Mastodons of Purdue Fort Wayne.
Well, that's why their field goal percentage defense, Mike, is 35%. Just pressuring the ball, helping each other.
We said they beat the opponents by an average of better than 14 a game and only give up 52 points a night. Neitzel had his pockets
right there.
Savely to the bucket. Didn't finish. Well, Kyle Savely stripped Drew Neitzel but didn't finish it.
It's hard to get points against Michigan State when you have a transition basket. You have to take advantage of it.
And Neitzel will set up this Michigan State offense.
One of Michigan State's favorite sets. They hit the high post. They come guards X through the lane, come off down screens.
Travis Walton looked to face up and slash his way to the bucket, and he got held on the way in by the young man you're looking at, Kyle Savely, the 6-foot sophomore, his first. And that's team foul number 5 on Indiana-Purdue Fort Wayne at 7. You get the 1 in bonus in the college game. At 10, you get the double bonus from the free throw line. Marquise Gray.
Great execution.
That's too strong, huh?
That is strong. It was a little too easy. IPFW has to stay between their man and the basket and try to deny that inbounds pass.
Second hoop for Marquise Gray. He's got 4. Michigan State biggest lead of the evening. It's at a dozen.
Well, he's a big-time finisher for them. You get him the ball near the basket, he's going to score.
Yeah, big body out of Flint, third-year sophomore.
Hawkins feeling it.
Deep triple.
Did he call it?
I don't know if he called off that window, but it went down anyway.
I know Dane Fife's going to take it.
Justin Hawkins, his second 3 of the evening. He's got a half dozen. He had 19 in that 5 overtime win. I said 5 overtime over Western Illinois, as that's another offensive foul, and Tom Izzo is in conversation with Ed Hightower as you go back to Hawkins'
great pass by Tyler Best on that. Inside, the ball went inside, went back out to Hawkins. Coach Izzo upset. Second moving screen in 2 possessions.
Well, Tom Izzo, you see him right there, top left of your screen. He's saying they weren't moving.
Well, he didn't think they were moving enough. I kind of agree with him.
Off the spin, Chris Perkins in the paint didn't go down. Marquise Gray to run out. Isaiah Dolman, Marquise Gray, and Drew Namick on that front line with Travis Walton and Maurice Joseph in the backcourt for Tom Izzo and Michigan State, who lead it by 9.
IPFW really working hard on the defensive end. Great help right there.
Gray had a stick back as he was flying around the bucket off that Dolman missed jumper.
Good defensive possession right there from IPFW. Tough, gritty team.
Well, Chris Perkins now to run this offense. Well, they got to get DeWitt Scott and Jakari Johnson going.
Well, they went inside to Best like they do here. If he can score, he takes advantage of it. If not, he throws it back out.
It's going to be Marquise Gray on the hold as Tyler Best trying to put that on the floor and get to the rim. All right, we're inside the 8-minute mark, and we've got a timeout. Michigan State by 9 as Indiana-Purdue Fort Wayne trying to make an impression and hang around here in the opening half. We're back at the Breslin Center after this timeout.
Dun, 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 dun. Du, 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 du. Hello. Dun,
You want game? This week, ESPN Game Plan has up to 15 college football games this Saturday. Key matchups and rivalries from major conferences, all available when you order your exclusive ESPN Game Plan pay-per-view package. It's maximum college football. ESPN Game Plan is available on TV and online. To order, call your pay-per-view provider or go to ESPN.com. Search Game Plan.
We're delighted you're a part of this one on ESPN 360 tonight out of the Breslin Center on the campus of Michigan State University. Michigan State on top by 9, along with our producer-director David Taskin, all the fine crew, Paul Biancardi. I'm Michael Regai, and Drew Neitzel is always going to be involved, Paul, for Michigan State.
Right off the timeout, Izzo calls a play for him, comes off the screen, buries it. Right there you see the Stalebike brothers. Senior going to the basket, has to finish that play. And then the last possession right here, Justin Hawkins calls it off the glass. He's keeping him in the game with his three-point shooting. IPFW shooting 37% from threes. It's keeping them around.
And that's right at their 37% mark on the year. And Paul and I were talking about before the game, this club averages 70 a game. The problem they have tonight, as we said, Michigan State, one of the most rugged defensive teams in college basketball. We're going to stay in the Big Ten and give you a holiday treat a couple days before Christmas, December 23rd at 8 p.m. Wisconsin Badgers, Bo Ryan's ball club hosting Pacific. The Badgers look to move up in the rankings, so go to the web, click us on ESPN360.com. Bo Ryan, one of those 4 teams in the Big Ten with just one loss, Ohio State, Wisconsin, Purdue, and Tommy Amaker in Michigan. And the Christmas, the holiday season and the spirit, and I think there are many around this campus that are fans of Drew Neitzel.
I think so.
Yeah.
Speaking about Wisconsin, I had a chance to see them against Winthrop. And they're going to be one of the top teams in the Big Ten. Great size, great ability to shoot the ball. Bo Ryan has them playing well.
Well, let's see if Dane Fife, 27-year-old head coach of IPFW, can get DeWitt Scott and Jakari Johnson going.
Going to try to get him some shots, but Justin Hawkins doesn't mind shooting the ball, does he?
He's feeling it tonight as he splashes another 3. Justin Hawkins has tripled 3 times in the first half.
Michigan State needs to do a better job of finding him in the half court.
Tom Izzo and his coaching staff will let them know. Sutan will fade. Look at Marquise Gray all over the glass, and he got held.
He is just an animal. He's so aggressive. He's so strong, so athletic. Now, they have a mismatch right there at Michigan State. They have Sutan, and they got Hawkins covering him down there. They got to get the ball to him, and he's got to deliver. Well,
that stroke is sugar sweet tonight, huh? From out beyond the arc for One Justin Hawkins of IPFW.
That's what Michigan State prides themselves on, Mike, is offensive rebounding. Tom Izzo's team have led the Big Ten 9 out of 11 years in rebounding. Naturally, one of the best teams in the country rebounding the ball. That's because he emphasizes it and he believes it.
Oh, yeah, they always shoot it well from the line. And we were talking about as Marquise Gray looks to split the pair, and Gray will do that. 6 boards already for Marquise, but look at the team last year. 3 in the NBA. Shannon Brown at Cleveland, Maurice Ager down at Dallas, and Paul Davis with the LA Clippers. You throw Drew Neitzel into that. And you take 3 NBA players off the squad as you see Tyler Best going to work for the Mastodons with that reverse. But I think Tom Izzo's coaching job this year, that's why I say it. He seems to be a little bit in the teaching and the educating with this younger basketball team.
Yeah, he really enjoys this team. They're very coachable. Nice move by Gray, facing the basket off the window. Michigan State has a matchup problem. They have Sutan on Hawkins. That's why Hawkins is getting all his threes. You got a 6'10" guy chasing a 6'4" guy who can shoot the ball. That's a tough matchup for Sutan. He's doing okay.
Well, after Gray deposits that jumper, he's going to snatch off his 7th rebound of the evening as Tyler Best didn't find that jump hook.
No, but he had a pretty good look at it. IPFW doing a good job getting the ball inside.
Marquise Gray calling for it on that right block. Look at the movement away from the ball. Maurice Joseph will slash and give it up to Gray. Sutan.
There's where they have an advantage. Right there. Size and strength.
Count it. +1. Hitting the offensive glass. Marquise Gray and now Goran Sutan, who had a couple of opportunities on stickbacks.
Took advantage of this opportunity. Got the old-fashioned three-point play. There's Gray with a little double pump. Sutan right there. Nice offensive rebound. Great pursuit. And gets it in. That's all effort right there. And that's what Tom Izzo prides himself on and his team on, is effort. Outworking your opponent.
Well, how about the work on the glass? Again, Marquise Gray with 7 boards. Goran Sutan with 5 as Michigan State out-rebounding the Mastodons of IPFW 18-8. And the lead's back up to 10 again as we approach the 5-minute mark. Trying to break everything down from top to bottom. Chris Perkins slashing his way to the bucket. He got fouled on the way in.
Michigan State's got to help on that. Maurice Joseph was in a help position. When Neitzel's man gets beat, he's got to be there for the help. And that's what Tom Izzo's telling him right now. Son, you are in the help side. You got to get there and help a little bit more.
Drew Neitzel got to hit for that hole on Chris Perkins as he was trying to find his way to the rim. First on Neitzel. This is Jelko Rich on the floor now, the young man from Split, Croatia, as Dane Fife's club turned it over. He, even at 27 years of age, you get that angst, huh, on the coaching sidelines?
Once it's in your stomach, it never leaves.
Well, Paul, you're a coach, but could you imagine at 27 years old having a head coaching job as like a Drew Neitzel?
Not at this high level. Not at this high level. That's why. Good timeout right here by Dane Fife. Seeing it getting away a little bit. They got to contain Neitzel. That was the first key to the game for IPFW.
Well, Drew Neitzel with that support system intact. His mother and father have made their way from Grand Rapids, where Drew Neitzel grew up and played his high school basketball. Just a pretty stroke as he gets a lot of looks from beyond that arc. And of course, he hit that game winner in the Coaches versus Cancer game against Texas at Madison Square Garden with, 2 seconds left?
And Michigan State, the other guys do a great job of finding him. They really do. They screen for him well. Travis Walt, Maurice Joseph, they do a good job of finding him. And when he gets an open look, he delivers.
And Neitzel with 9 after he barely made that net move on that rainbow 3 of his.
I know Coach Izzo's concerned about his minutes for this year. He's a very durable player, but Tom doesn't want him to play too many minutes because he knows he's going to need him a lot more in March than he does in December.
Right, he's had, Martin Cleaves, Charlie Bell, young men like that in this program, sure. And yet last year, those 4 we mentioned, including Neitzel, all played over 30. Michigan State off the rip away. Neitzel wanted to go way up top to Marquise Gray. Gray lost his footing, and they weren't able to complete it.
Yeah, I think he lost his footing. If he did trip over somebody, it was obviously very inadvertent.
7th turnover for Michigan State here in the opening half. Spartans have built the lead to 13. It's their largest of the night.
Now, IPFW has to manage these last 4 minutes now, kind of creep back into the ball game. Do it methodically. Run your offense, get a good look.
Boy, DeWitt Scott and Jakari Johnson, neither one of them has scratched yet as Johnson misfired on the triple try.
Oh, good steal right there.
Stolen away. Pretty inside passing and going glass to get that deuce. Is Quentin Carruthers.
They didn't get it with their offense, but they got it with their defense.
Well, it was a nice look from Željko Egeric, the young man from Croatia, as Michigan State has now turned it over 9 times here in the opening half, and that will not please Tom Izzo.
Well, no, it doesn't. But Gray and Walton got a little confused on who was going to go back door, whether Walton was going to go back door or whether he was not. IPFW, a chance to get it to single digits right here.
This is Jakari Johnson. He got bumped by Travis Walton of Michigan State. Well, let's check that. They got that foul on Marquise Gray, and that's number 2 on Gray. All right, inside the 4-minute mark, Michigan State by 11 when we bring it back to East Lansing.
Where should you be right up until kickoff? You guessed it. Join Boomer and his team of all-stars as they go deep inside the playbook. Catch exclusive interviews.
When will you guys beat the Pats? I'm tired of asking you.
Fantasy advice.
Start them or sit them.
Predictions.
These guys are going to be outstanding where it counts.
Up-to-the-minute news from around the league. And good old-fashioned football talk.
And tell Ray that he's not even the best middle linebacker.
That guy resides in Chicago.
Sunday NFL Countdown presented by IBM. 11 a.m. on ESPN.
You know I'm breaking down the Penn State offensive scheme today, right? It's the game of the week.
So, what color bow can we put on Mr. Beasley today?
Pink. I think Mr. Beasley wants pink.
ESPN College Game Day, built by the Home Depot. Saturdays at 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN.
Michigan State trying to continue this string of success, non-conference side here at home. Last loss, we said, back in December of 2003 against the Duke Blue Devils. They lead it by 11, and Justin Hawkins tried to keep Purdue Fort Wayne in it with his long-range bombardiering ball.
Well, he's been real accurate tonight. He has Sutan on him, which is a big guy, so he's getting away from him a little bit. He's getting some clean looks.
And that's the third long-range hit he's connected on, and they said the ball club shoots at about 36% on the year, which is a good percentage.
And they're shooting 40 right now, so they're a little bit over.
Michigan State, 9 turnovers, 9 times they've miscued at the offensive end, and that won't please Tom Izzo.
No, that doesn't make Tom Izzo happy at all. And 15 turnovers a game they average. That's a little high for a Tom Izzo team. He'd like them to take care of the ball better and value each possession a lot more.
Yeah, we really enjoyed our conversation following the Spartan shoot-around with Tom Izzo today. And listen, you could see about the way he was talking about how this young club defends and their shot blocking, something that has never been a long suit or staple of Michigan State basketball, has really gone through the roof this year with Edon Ebok and also Goran Sutan and
Drew Namick,
Marquise Gray, guys that protect the rim.
Edon Ebok has 15 blocks in 100 minutes. Drew Namick had 15 blocks in 200 minutes.
Yeah.
He's going to be a force in his future here at Michigan State.
7'5" wingspan for Ebok, but that's Travis Walton, the backcourt performer that ripped the basketball away from the Mastodons, Jakari Johnson.
When they have to lock somebody up on defense, they call on Travis Walton to do that. Here's the back door they tried to get a minute ago. Gray and Walton, this time it was Sutan and Walton.
Pretty look as Travis Walton sold that well, cut back door, and he's got his first field goal hit of the night. Lead up to 13 again, matching their biggest of the opening half. Tyler Best trying to back down Drew Namick. Namick got a hand on it and rejected Best.
There's that block shot we just talked about. Namick, Sutan, and Ebok. Sounds like a law firm.
Yeah, I'd go with them.
The way they block shots, I'd be happy to be a guard at Michigan State. If my guy happens to go by me, I have a shot blocker in the back.
Drew Namick revoking the Tyler Best opportunity around the rim. Neitzel will come off that pick.
A lot of ball screens for Michigan State. They really like to run ball screens with Neitzel.
Neitzel cannot get that three to fall.
Good toughness right there by IPFW. Getting the ball off the glass.
This is Chris Perkins trying to go baseline. It got shut off.
They need to get a score here.
Carruthers off the spin. Pretty look the Best.
Best didn't need the dribble.
That's a 3-second violation. Carruthers on that delivery. You got to get that up and get it in the hole.
If he gets that and goes right to the basket, he can score and get a three-point play. When he takes the dribble right here, you see Best with the dribble, allows the defense a chance to recover. Now there's a 3-second call. Best can't be afraid. He's just got to go up strong and try to finish it the best he can. No pun intended.
Yeah, well, I know. He knew Drew Namick was lurking, didn't he?
He sure did, but that can't stop him.
Neitzel off the curl.
Great help defense right there by IPFW. Great help again.
Neitzel, clean look at threes. That didn't drop.
He was too open.
Yeah, Drew Neitzel's got a furrowed brow right now, shaking his head a little bit.
Well, he's upset that he missed that. He expects every time he has a look at the basket to make it. Nice move by Best right there. Good ball movement.
Perkins found Best again. This is Jakari Johnson.
Well, you can't get better offense than that. Dane Fife's got to be happy with the way they shared the ball. They just played unselfish. Best does a great job when he has it thrown it back out. They get ball reversal. Good look by IPFW.
The shot's not falling right now for Jakari Johnson and DeWitt Scott, two of their top 3 scorers. Name it. That'll count. And one. Coming for the line off that strong move in the paint.
Well, they really have an advantage inside against IPFW. They're bigger, they're stronger. You know, they can wear you down with their size and strength and follow you out, Michigan State.
Drew Namick now with 5 and looking for 6 is Dane Fife. Got a lather going over there on that IPFW bench.
Well, there's not too much he can do. He can try to front the post. He can double the post. He can play a little zone if he's worried about it. They just give up inches and they give up pounds to Michigan State.
Namick has 16, or rather has 6 now, as the lead has grown to 16. Largest lead of this one in the first 18.5 minutes. As Isaiah Dahlman will have a seat, being replaced by DeMarcus Dupree. Dupree, a 5'10 junior, a walk-on out of Saginaw here in the Wolverine State.
Gives a chance to rest Neitzel a little bit. Walton all over the ball.
Jakari Johnson, the hoist, never drew any rim. That was forced. He had the real good look the last possession. There he forced.
Did you see the contest by Travis Walton? His hand was up. He's the one who forced that air ball. He is an exceptional perimeter defender. Now, I'm really impressed with Dane Fife, how positive he is throughout this whole thing. His team's down 16. He's coaching the whole time. He's teaching, and he's keeping positive throughout the tough time right here.
Dupree thought about it. Waltmo slash. This is Maurice Joseph to fill up that triple.
He has a sweet stroke, Mike. He can really shoot the ball.
This is a 16-2 Michigan State run in just under the last 5 minutes. Hey, against Bradley the other day, 15-0 run and an 18-0 run.
That's what IPFW has to guard against. Nice up and under by Best right there. Showed it, took it away, then put it back up. Michigan State will hold it here for the last shot.
Terrific footwork. Paul called that wonderfully well, that up and under. From Tyler Best.
Now, I know Tom Izzo wants the absolute last shot of the half here. In fact, he's going to call a timeout and talk about it.
Well, Tom Izzo's coaching staff, Mark Montgomery, Dwayne Stevens, Jim Moylan guys. And how about that lineage of assistant coaches? We'll talk about that in a minute. Coming up next, we're all access with you here on ESPN 360. It's going to be terrific. You want to stick around. You're going to get a chance to listen to Billy Donovan, the head coach of the defending national champions, the Florida Gators, Rick Pitino of his Louisville Cardinals, and Roy Williams and the North Carolina Tar Heels as well. So that is going to be like a basketball education in and of itself. Right, Coach?
3 guys have won national championships. I don't think it gets much better than that. You might want to put Coach Izzo in there.
He's in, because he's got that national championship hardware as well. First half highlights and all the numbers, too. It's all coming up at halftime, so you won't want to move.
Now with 12.9 on the clock, you're going to see Michigan State work it down. Probably a ball screen. Puts Neitzel right back in the game for offense. Great substitution right there. They'll have a side out-of-bounds play executed here. Let's see what IPFW, they're going to stay man or they're going to go to a zone.
Yeah, with 12.9 left, with some of those assistant coaches on the lineage, Brian Gregory at Dayton, Stan Joplin at Toledo, Stan Heath, and we'll get more into that in the second half.
It's 2-3 zone by IPFW. Great call by Dane Fife.
Got to beat that buzzer. 5 seconds left, and Travis Walton will rake the basketball away from the
you see what happened
with Jakari Johnson.
Coach Izzo had a play against man-to-man. Dane Fife changed the defense when zone. Michigan State players on the floor got a little bit tentative against the zone. Great call by Coach Fife.
Well, this would be big if IPFW are able to convert here, down by 17. 3 seconds left. Best to beat that buzzer. And got the friendly roll, so the iron kind here in the Breslin Center to Tyler Best. Well, Best has had a solid first half for IPFW. He's got 9 as Tom Izzo and Michigan State turned it over at one end and then gave up the best hoop of the other. So we're at halftime. 20 minutes in the books with Michigan State on top of Indiana, Purdue, Fort Wayne, 39-24. We just teased you with all of those basketball coaching greats a moment ago. They're in action for you. Let's give a look and listen to 3 of the top programs in America as they get set for a college basketball season.
Let's go, guys. It's taking too long. What kind of shot was that, Al? Finish now. You got to finish. Go. 10 seconds. Hurry up. Torian, get out of the way. Come on, come on, come on.
How different is approaching a season after you win a national championship?
Oh, I think there's a whole game within a game when you have to deal with this upcoming season.
You're going to dribble the leather off the ball. Go.
The whole theme this year is defending national champions, and I don't think we're defending anything. This is a new year, and I think people look at us as still being on the mountaintop.
Walter, should I not run anything to that side of the floor with you?
We're starting off at the bottom, but we have to deal with all these people telling us how great we're supposed to be, and the fact that people still think we're national champions. We're no different than any other team out there right now.
Hold it, Brandon. Come off the pick and roll. Stop going through your gyrations and pass the ball. Okay, you got to pass. You just keep dribbling around right now. Throw it to somebody.
I know in trying to handle this ultimate success, you've talked to some people that you feel have been there before. Who've you talked to, and what's the best advice you've gotten?
Well, I've had a chance to talk to Coach Belichick from the Patriots. I also had the opportunity to go to Miami and spend several hours with Coach Riley. And then obviously a guy like Coach Pitino, you know, who I played for and was fortunate enough to work with. I think the best piece of advice I got, you know, from them is that you have to go off of your gut and what you believe.
Come here, you two. When you guys are going right now, the best thing you guys got to think about is trying to play good defense without fouling. Like, I know you're getting.
How would you describe yourself with your team?
Well, I think earlier on was probably more of a yeller and screamer. I think the biggest thing that you realize as you get older and older is that you don't need to yell and scream all the time. I also think that